What is going on, guys? So we are going to recap all the analysis that was dropped last week for free. So every single Sunday, guys, we drop all of our analysis for the week in the Discord and the Telegram chat. I'm going to go ahead and just bring it up. So in the analysis section in the Discord, we post all of the analysis for the major pairs and some minor pairs as well, along with DXY. These are all the pairs that we're looking at throughout the week, and this is higher time frame analysis. So you can use this analysis for the entire week, guys. You can base your entire week based on the breakdowns that we're doing at the beginning of the week on Sunday. That's what it's meant for. I'm going to show you, you can actually go into each of these tagged published ideas on TradingView, and you can actually play them forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the dollar index, we'll start off with NZD USD. So I'm going to read through what my idea was early in the week here. On the weekly time frame, we are still rejecting the monthly level of resistance. Unless we break the highs of 7,300, I'll be looking for short opportunities. On the 4-hour time frame is where we'll be looking for short opportunities. We just broke a level of structure and are now retesting resistance. This is the zone where we're looking for sells in. So early in the week on this one, I was looking for sells unless this high was broken here. I'm going to play this forward. As you could see, price did actually sell off to begin the week. So it came up to test this level not once but 2 times, and then fell off towards our targets. And then from here, we actually started to reverse. If you could see the 200 days down here, also a serious level of support is down here as well. So we actually tested that level and then did head north. So for next week, we broke structure here, and we could be potentially heading to the upside now. So EU, let's check this one out. On the weekly time frame, we're looking for price to pull back lower, as we clearly rejected the upper resistance level of 122,800. Down to the daily, we're looking for a pullback at the moment, but still respecting the trend. Where I see things clear is on the 4-hour. That's where we're at right now. This is where I have my structure. We're seeing a nice opportunity to go to the downside. We just rejected the 100% level and a supply zone, which means we're ready to head lower. So let's play this forward, see how things played out. So we came back up into this yellow zone, rejected the fuck out of it, did head lower we did head around 110 pips lower from that zone. Now we're back up, testing that level again. And remember, structure is still bearish on this one, guys, heading into next week. So stay tuned for that analysis. Next, let's look at USD CHF. On the weekly time frame, we're rejecting a monthly level. That's this one up here, but closed last week with failing to engulf the previous candle, telling me that buyers could still be stepping into the market. Down to the 4 hours where I see things the clearest. We are clearly in an uptrend and just had a huge retracement. I have 2 scenarios to play out. So we're either looking for this to hold or for this to break. As you can see here, this level came down and actually held, never broke, and then shot to the upside of about 90 pips. So that was a nice move. Look for more this week, more upward movement. Now let's look at UCAD. On the weekly time frame, we're looking extremely bearish. We still need to test the 125,400 level below. It looks like it's imminent. Down to the daily, the trend is extremely bearish as well, forming lower highs and lower lows. I will look to the 4-hour for potential setups. That's where we're at on this one. On the 4-hour, we just had a huge massive rejection of 50%, or just a massive rejection of 50% level. Looks like we could head lower. I'll use the lower time from the entry. So this is what I was talking about. Trend is bearish, fibs are bearish from this lower high to this lower low. Just rejected this 50% level, and now I'm looking for this to head lower or retrace and head lower. So let's see how it played out. So we did head lower right off the jump from the market open. We headed 60 pips lower. Then we actually retraced back up, which I would have then refibbed this, and then we had more selling opportunities all in here on UCAD. So look next week. For next week's analysis. Let's go over to GU. All right, so GU actually didn't play out exactly how I envisioned it in the beginning. So on the weekly, we were super extended to the upside. I'm seeing the next resistance level being 200, 300 pips higher. On the daily, the trend has been extremely bearish overall, and again is at a high point. The 4-hour time frame is where I will look for structure on this one. Structure on the 4-hour is obviously very bullish. Broke this level of resistance, very bullish. I was looking for that early pullback, but we didn't get it. This thing actually headed higher before pulling back a bit, and then going even higher than that, another 160 pips to the upside. So GU did end up with the movement that we had thought just a little bit earlier than expected. Let's look at the dollar index. So going into the week, this is just the value of the US dollar. Let's see what this was looking like. Weekly trend was bearish, daily trend bearish, 4-hour trend bearish. So remember, when we're bearish on every time frame, we're most likely looking for more bearish movement. Overall, DXY is very bearish. Currently, price action is formed structure at 38.2, which we could see right here near the 9,800. All this confluence suggests incoming bearishness. Ideally, we'd like to see some bearish setups with conviction at this level. So let's see how it played out. Scenario 1 had lower, scenario 2 had higher. So this thing off the jump headed lower from this level. Then we actually saw a surge to the upside, retesting this 9,800 level and coming lower again. So this thing is certainly still very much bearish on this time frame. With that in mind, let's go to AUD USD. So on this one, everything was bullish. Every trend was bullish. Trade scenario 1. AUD USD has been very bullish on all major time frames. Price action is now currently rallying and has not yet formed structure. Want to trade with the trend, so you're going to wait for a pullback to 76,800, this 38.2 level, before entering with some conviction. So ascending channel here, a weakening pattern, looking for that to break out of that. And as you can see, we broke out of it to the upside, pulled back to the 77,500 level, and this thing went much higher. Ended up going about 120 pips to the upside. Definitely could have used this analysis to grab some profits last week. Let's start to wrap this up. We've got AJ. So on AUD, JPY, we were bullish on every time frame on this one. Let's read through trade scenario 1. Price action is still very bullish on this pair and doesn't show signs of stopping. From where price action currently is, we would ideally like to see a pullback with a confirmed higher low before entering long. Look for possible entries around 8,100 and target higher toward negative fib levels. Technically, price action can fall to 8,250 and still see a bullish reversal. So we're looking for this pullback to the 60.18 area on the fib before entering on this. Let's see how this one played out. So this one actually just headed higher. So never got the pullback that we wanted, was extremely bullish, and actually reached our target. So look out for the analysis next week on this one. Just as a little lesson, guys, you could have easily traded this pattern. This is the 4-hour. This is a continuation pattern, just a rectangle. This signals that the market's just pausing and that it's going to continue. Let's go to UJ next. This thing was bearish on the weekly, bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4-hour right here. Pairs looking very bullish, 4-hour and daily. Price action looks like it just formed a higher low and crossed our level at 105, and our 38.2 is now outside support. Look to enter long on bullish setups, target key resistance. So we're looking to enter long on this early in the week, and as you can see, this thing surged to the upside as expected, 130 pips. So that was a good one to take advantage of. Next is EJ, bullish on every time frame. Trade scenario 1. EJ is very bullish. Price action is currently at a fairly large support or supply level. This is 127. We will remain with the overall bullish trend until we see otherwise. Ideally, we want to see a higher low form within this pattern and present a long opportunity. We'll look to target the supply zone. So we're looking for a pullback back into this zone. Let's see how things played out, and look at that. This thing ended up just heading higher and then actually retesting this zone and heading higher off of that zone. So that was EJ. Definitely some nice analysis there that you could have played out. And this was probably the best analysis given for the week. Gold. So overall, gold is very bearish. We can see that gold has been pushing lower and is now just broken below support at 1825. Ideally, we want to see a lower high form here with strong bearish setups. Look to enter short. So look how this thing played out. It opened, pulled back to the level 125, or 1825, and this thing dumped about 60 pips or so, 600 pips, whatever that is. So this thing dumped a ton, guys. Great trade on gold this week. So that was all the analysis that we gave out in the chat for this week. We will be dropping all of our analysis next week as well inside of the chat completely for free. We'll be live on Sunday for the Sunday Market Blitz. Inside of the chat, guys, what you can do here is you can come to the top. There's going to be a pinned message here, and you guys will be able to get in on any of the premium services if you guys would like. I'm going to post that also below this video on YouTube. I'll post a link on there that you guys can check out the signals and everything else that we offer. I'm going to bring this up. So the main 4 things that we're offering right now, this is not discounted at the moment, are the signals, the full course membership, and the trade copier. For the full course membership and the trade copier, guys, make sure you schedule a call with us so I can help you get things set up. And for the signals, you can simply sign up inside of Telegram. So look out next week for the free analysis. And as always, guys, thank you so much for all the support.